Welcome back to the Creating Resilience video series. This is Cheryl Stepp, and this is the 12th video. We are continuing our work on how to respond when someone else is reacting. Last time we talked about if somebody is in their trunk, that it's a great way to help them feel safe by doing some form of grounding. And today we're going to talk about some other ways to help people with their breathing and their movement. We've done some of this in caregiver reflection and regulation. We talked a little bit about breathing and movement, but I will give you some more strategies and tools today. We want to be able to meet these safety needs. Sometimes it helps us to be able to help others breathe. Water is an amazing way to do that. Water regulates our breath when we're drinking it. So we want to go and try this. I want you to, if you don't have something to drink, pause the video, go get something to drink. And what I want you to do is as I'm talking, I want you to begin to just move your body. I have used this technique with adults and with very young children. It's just a great natural way to help us get our body and breath regulated. So you're moving right now to get your heart rate up just a little bit and to get your breathing rate up just a little bit. Okay. What I want you to do in a moment when we stop moving is I want you to pick up whatever you have to drink. You're going to stop moving. And I want you to pay very close attention to your breath as you take a sip of your drink. So I'm going to do it with you. Here we go. If you notice your breath, when you take a sip, you breathe in, you drink, you swallow, and then you breathe out. It very much creates a rhythm with your breathing, and it slows your breathing down because you take in a breath in order to drink the water. It works really well with people that are in their back seats, sometimes even in their trunk. I've done this with young children when they're having kind of a little temper tantrum and they're screaming and crying. When they take a pause as they're about ready to cry, I'll say, "Do you need a drink of water?" And I'll hand them a cup or a bottle with water. And they pause and take a drink. And often I'll say, "Oh, take another sip. It's got to be hurting your throat to scream like that. Take another sip." And they will. And then you can step in with your attunement and your co-regulation. "Wow, you seem so angry right now. It makes sense you're upset. Can I walk with you somewhere? Do you need a hug? Can I help you somehow?" So water is just a great way to kind of step in quickly and help somebody regulate that breath. Another way is just feeling the breath. We talked before about belly breathing and feeling your breath move in your belly, but you can also feel your breath just with your finger under your nose. The other thing you can do is to help people just stop and notice their breath going in and out of their body. So we're going to take a deep breath, and I want you just to feel it going down into your lungs and coming back out again. So here we go. Ready? Breathe in. Feel it in your throat, your lungs, then out. Feel it come out your throat, cross your tongue. The other thing that's kind of fun to do, especially if you have cooler air outside, like in air conditioning, you're outside when it's cooler. It's fun to just really pause and breathe through your nose, in and out through your nose. And you can begin to tell that when you breathe in, the air is colder, and when you breathe out, it's warmer. So that's another fun way to feel the breath. You can add movement with your breathing. So you can do all sorts of things with your body and your breath. I know with little pre-Kers, when I used to work with them, the way that I guided them through body and breathing was we would breathe in and our arms would go up, and we'd hold with our arms up and we breathe down. I've seen people breathe side to side where you breathe in, breathe out. You can breathe in and take one step and breathe out and take the other. Anything you want to do so that you're breathing and moving in a rhythm together. A lot of times I have found that just the breathing in and breathing out just kind of adds a little rhythm and a little motion. And I can regulate how quickly that breathing is going. So if I want somebody to energize, we might do a little quicker, right? But if we want to slow it down, we're going to breathe in. And if you remember from 4-7-8 breathing, we're going to breathe out slower. And that'll help calm people down. Another great way to do breathing and movement is hand tracing. It's a really cool method that you can use with yourself. You can use one-on-one with somebody else where you're mirroring each other. You're both doing this hand tracing. Or if you want to get really intimate, you know the person, that they hold their hand up and you guide the tracing and the breathing. Or you can do it if you're in a group of people. You can be the leader and everybody else follows you. And this is what it looks like. As you are breathing in, you're going up a digit. And you hold at the top and then you breathe out. So in, hold, out. Now, as the leader, you can actually guide whether you're increasing energy or decreasing it. Remember, when we breathe in, it increases our heart rate. So you can emphasize the breath in, and that will help increase energy. So let's do one like that. You ready? Breathe in, out. Okay, that actually increased your heart rate. If you want to decrease the heart rate, then you emphasize the out breath. So let's do that. So that's hand tracing breathing. And again, you can do that with a whole group of people. You can have somebody mirror it like I just did with you over the video, or if you're really intimate, they hold their hand up and you can guide their breath. And always allow them to do it. You have a little choice. We can also use just movement. And we talked about this before, but any type of rhythmical movement, walking, running, jumping, dancing, swaying, swimming, anything like that. So with that person, often you say, do you want to take a walk with me? Or would you like to sit and have some rocking chairs and rock with them a little bit? Anything that might help that person get a rhythm, and you might want to start the rhythm kind of fast and then slow it back down. I remember watching a teacher work with a group of kids that were just really, really hyped up for the day for some reason. And she wanted to read a book, but nobody could sit still. So she got everybody some rhythm sticks, which kind of scared me because I thought, wow, why would you give rhythm sticks to these kids that literally are climbing the bookshelves? But she did. And they knew what to do. They'd obviously worked with them before. And they started by beating a really fast rhythm. And then she said, now follow me. And she went around the room with pretty quick steps, beating this rhythm stick. And as she walked, she just got slower and slower in her steps and with the rhythm until they were beating and walking very slowly. And they got back to their space and they took a deep breath in and they put their hands down. And it worked beautifully. With rhythm, sometimes you want to meet somebody where they are and then slowly bring them down, however you're doing that. It's also important to remember that if somebody is in the trunk of their brain, sometimes what they really need is silent support. They just need to know that you're there when they are ready to regulate or to talk. And just being that presence for them can be a very calming thing. We don't always need to talk and move and breathe. Sometimes we need to just be together. Your reflection for today is, when you're in the trunk, does your body usually increase energy? Like, does your heart rate and breathing go up, or does it slow down? Might be a good thing to pause and just be aware of. And then your action step is to experiment some more with some breathing techniques when you are really calm, and then try them the next time you think you might need to use them. Try those breathing techniques in that moment. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope these strategies and tools are helping you respond when someone else is in the trunk.